In what we believe to be the first study of its kind, my team went into 20 houses around Britain to actually find out what people do when they're washing up. What we looked for were the kitchen taps, the sink and the washing up bottle, and we swabbed those, and then we also took away with us the tea towels and any item that was actually used to scrub the dishes, so that might have been a dishcloth or a dish brush. We also asked the householder to do some washing up for us, and then we took the temperature of the water. 95% of the items that we took that were used for actually washing up were found to be contaminated, and 3 of those items actually had E. coli on them, and another 3 had Staphylococcus aureus. Staphylococcus aureus is found on people's hands or their skin, noses, throats and septic cuts. And basically, if that gets transferred onto food and then is allowed to grow, the bacteria can actually produce a toxin that can cause a type of food poisoning. So those organisms could have been transferred to other things in the washing up bowl. 60% of tea towels had unsatisfactory results, with 2 having E. coli and 4 having Staphylococcus aureus. So that means that if people were using the tea towels to dry up, they would be transferring those bacteria onto the plates and cutlery. People use their sinks for all sorts of things. So apart from washing up their baby's bottles, the crockery, the cutlery, they may also use the washing up bowl for football boots, washing up golf balls, fishing stuff, the fish bowls, the pet bowls in the kitchen, a whole wide range of activities that will make the washing up bowl very dirty. Now, in our study, we actually found that 40% of bowls, sinks and bowls were unsatisfactory. So it's no surprise really, given what people are using the sink for. Half of the tap handles that we swabbed were actually dirty, and 1 had E. coli on it. That must have come from people contaminating the tap as they were turning it on. None of the households that we looked at washed up in water above 60 degrees C, which is the ideal temperature above which bacteria will start to die. We found that actually 85% had very low temperatures of dishwashing water, which means that actually you've got a bacterial soup in your washing up bowl, and you're actually making the dishes potentially dirtier than when they go in, so you're not actually cleaning at all. And the worry with the lower temperatures is that those are ideal for bacteria to actually grow. So if you leave the washing up water in the sink or the bowl, then you could actually get bacterial growth taking place in the washing up water. 74% of the items that we tested actually looked visibly clean, but when we got the results back from the lab, we found that nearly half of those were actually unacceptably dirty in microbiological terms. So what this means is that by looking at something, you can't tell whether it's actually hygienic. Overall, we found the washing up process to be seriously flawed for 2 reasons. One is that the sink and the washing up bowl is being used for all sorts of different things, which is making it very contaminated. Plus, the water temperature that people are using for washing up is actually far too low. And this means that bacteria won't be killed, and if the water is left for some time, then bacteria could actually grow. So that means that if you're chopping up chicken, for example, bacteria such as Campylobacter, Salmonella, E. coli could be present on your knife and your chopping board, which you then wash up in your washing up bowl at a too low a temperature, which means that basically you're creating a bacterial soup. And those bacteria can then transfer onto plates and cutlery, which people use directly to put into their mouths.